I'm not sure if he's a congressman or if he was a senator. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. But he was mainly involved with Larry King. And that's who I met him through, even though they had disagreements on politics. The reason was that Barney Franks was a Democrat and Larry King was a Republican. I was going to say a homosexual, but they both were. And that's the only common thing they had about him, I think.
Was he black or white?
White. Older guy, kind of got you about by your bill or something. So.
He was that well built? Don't laugh.
He's a little bit bigger, huskier size than, not a guy of my size, which I don't know too many congressmen or senators that are my size. I don't know too many people who are. Next guy is a guy named Bob Gage. And he was from Los Angeles, and that was with not Larry King, but Alan Bear.
How many times?
With him, one time, but he was one of the main contacts for drugs.
In Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Did this sexual act take place in Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm.
What was the occasion for you being in L.A. at that time?
Huh?
Why were you in L.A. at the time?
I was there with Case, and we were there to mainly, in '85, I was just picking up packages and bringing them back to Omaha, and I found out what the packages were, and I kind of didn't want to pick them up anymore.
You were with Case?
Again, well, I call him Chase. Oh. I said Case, but I missed the letter.
C-H-A-S-E?
Yeah.
And who is he?
He was a guy that I used to go around on scavenger hunts for Larry King, or not Larry King, but Alan Bear. I keep getting those two mixed up because they were almost tied in with everything, or together with everything, so I get them tied up all the time. And Chase was from Omaha, but he was always one that was sent with me to go and pick up things, or go and get other kids from other cities.
So how was this guy involved in the drug operation out there, Gage?
Gage,
you know his
I'm not sure if he was a customs agent or what, but I know that he was close friend. I know that every time I went there and stuff, he was always involved in the airport and stuff. Sometimes he had a uniform on, which was a security, like a customs, had lawyers and stuff. It was at the international airport in L.A.
Okay. I live about 5 miles from there.
So,
well, tell me about it. How would you pick up the drugs and all that? And how was he involved in the drugs?
How was he? I don't know how he was involved, but I know that he knew that they were the drugs because a lot of times when he'd bring the stuff to the hotel and stuff, he'd be talking to Chase, and they'd open it up, and Chase would check and make sure that everything was there. Sometimes they'd take stuff out and they'd weigh it. And
would he bring the stuff to the hotel room? How did you know they were drugs?
I know what cocaine looks like.
Okay. Did you taste it or anything?
No. I was in the bathroom usually, kind of usually peeking around. And
did somebody say that that's what it was?
Well, when they're talking about it, you can kind of get the picture of what it is when they're talking about cocaine, because they're talking about, it's the best nose candy you can get.
Best what?
Best nose candy you can buy. That's cocaine. Well, I don't know. I never snorted cocaine. I never did cocaine. I never wanted to.
Well, did this guy come to the hotel in his uniform?
He came to the hotel. No, I never came to the hotel in his uniform. We picked up stuff from the airport. We go to the airport. We get off our airplane. We would be going in this thing, and they had this. It's kind of. You probably know what it's like going through customs.
Yeah.
And they have a room or something.
Yeah.
Well, he'd come out of the room with a bag.
You get off a domestic flight.
Yeah, we get off a domestic flight.
Where would you meet him there?
We would have to go through. We go through the airport. We go to where they have the customs offices at and stuff. We have to go all over the place to get there inside the airport because they got it off in one place. But we'd go there. He'd go in this room. He'd come back out and give us a package and say that everything was checked out okay.
Now had a uniform on there.
Yeah, had a uniform on stuff. And
Okay.
so he'd just, he'd give us the bag, and we'd usually just walk away, or sometimes we did this several times, stuff where we actually flew in, got on a flight that came in from another country, which wasn't hard because they'd fly us to California and then we'd take a plane to somewhere else,
Wait a minute, you get on a flight that would take you out of the country?
Yeah.
Did you have a passport or a visa or anything?
Well, you can get fake passports.
I know, but did you have them?
Yeah, we had fake passports all the time.
Well, did Gage put you on
When we went there, when we got there and stuff, we always had the fake passports with us because Alan Bear had them already set up and stuff. I had 4 or 5 passports under 4 or 5 different names.
And who gave you those passports?
Alan Bear did. He's the one that got them all for us, and we went to California with him several times. He had some of his friends that worked in that department make up all these passports and stuff, so we could just...
What department?
I don't know what department it is. There's an office
You
building.
applied for your passports at the post office.
Yeah.
Is that where you got them?
Well, in California, yeah.
Huh?
Out in California, yeah. We had to go in there, we had to go through this stuff, but it wasn't that hard because we just went in, they took our picture, and the guy who made out the passports gave it to Alan Bear and says, well, they've got 5 new identities.
Wait a minute, where would you go? In California or here?
In California.
And there was an office out there where you'd walk in? Was there an official government?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. All I know is we went in, the guy took our pictures. I don't remember what the building was, what they were doing in there. I don't think it was a post office because it didn't look like one.
It wasn't an official government building.
No, but the guy had all the right equipment to make out real fake passports.
Well, was there any money exchanged?
I believe so, but I never seen it. I mean, I'm sure there was.
So he didn't have 5 passports for each one of you then?
Yeah, well, he had a bunch of passports, and there was like 5 of us kids, and he took us, and we go in there and stuff, and it's like, I remember some of the passports, names and stuff, and it's like, probably wouldn't do no good because they probably wouldn't be on record anymore. I mean, if this guy made them up, they'd hurt.
You remember some of the names?
Michael Kelly.
Were you?
Yeah. John Ryan. Theodore Baer. Actually, give me one of Alan Bear's last names. Can't remember the other ones, but I never used them. The main one I used was Theodore Baer.
Okay, so you'd go to L.A., you'd go over to customs with your fake passport.
You get on a plane to Hawaii, and then from Hawaii you go to the Philippines.
Okay.
And
what's the purpose of this trip?
To pick up drugs. Although we didn't know, we'd get to wherever we were going, they'd give us packages, we'd bring them back, and when we got here, it always seemed to, our packages never seemed to go at the rest of the people's that were coming in for the international flight. Our packages never went the right way. Our packages always went in another direction. Because the customs agent was always there.
Was the customs agent always there?
There was customs agents who would always be there and stuff. And it wasn't always Bob Gage. Sometimes another customs agent, he'd sit there and we'd get off the plane and he'd say, we've been waiting for you. We'd get your packages already.
The other agent would say that.
The other agents would say that, some of the other ones.
Yeah.
And just one, there was a couple other ones that did too. Every time we went in there, they were...
How many customs agents were involved in L.A.?
Maybe just 2 or 3, but there were ones that always came up and had our packages for us. I thought it was kind of strange when they did the packaging and stuff that ours seemed to go off a different direction.
Did you suspect they were drugs?
I didn't suspect they were drugs until I started seeing it in '85 when I started looking out the door and seeing them talk about this nose candy. And I actually
out the door of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'84, I suspected what it was, but I didn't want to get too nosy because I had, it's like Chase told me, because I asked him one time, I said, what's in the package? He says, don't get nosy. He says, you'll disappear if you do. So I never bothered.
Why did they bring you along? You were just a witness.
With the drugs?
Yeah.
Well, the reason they brought me along and stuff was because I was a kid. Kids are easier to get stuff past than adults, and it's like, because in '85 I looked like I was probably about 12 years old. I could act like a brat, and I could really drive custom agents crazy, and they just let you get out of there. It's like,
is that what you did?
I gotta go to the bathroom.